are we during this wonderful afternoon already? So did everyone get some hot dogs? Fill yourself up? Okay, I know. I luckily did. Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you to the Heritage Club of Northeast Ohio for inviting me here to speak today. And thank you for the introduction, President Warner. And thank you all for attending this event. It means a lot to see so many familiar faces and so many new faces out. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Neil Harrison. I'm the chairman of the C4 Shooting and Training Center located in Madison, Ohio. Please come visit us for all your shooting and training needs. Today, I'd like to speak briefly about just our republic. So, at last year's event, the Clerk of Courts, Faith Andrews, spoke about a story concerning Benjamin Franklin. As the story goes, Franklin was leaving the Constitutional Convention, and upon reaching the steps, he was approached by a washerwoman who said, "Sir, what kind of government have you given us?" To which he replied, "A republic, madam, if you can keep it." Now, isn't that a very curious answer? How do you go about losing a republic? Is it in that junk drawer we all have at home? Is it something that you lose behind the back of a couch, perhaps? Or, it really makes you wonder how you lose a form of government. Now, as we're all aware, the founders were very intelligent men, and Franklin was not an exception to this. Franklin was familiar with the history of republics, and there have been many republics throughout the course of human history, and they've all followed the same unfortunate path. They pass from a republic to a democracy to an oligarchy. So, knowing this little factoid really doesn't help us better understand the answer Franklin gave. What do those words even mean? I thought we were a democracy. What is a republic? An oligarchy? That sounds oddly Russian, like I don't know what in the world is going on there. So we need to define what these terms meant to the founding fathers and what they should mean to us today. So a republic is from the Latin res publica. It means the public thing, it means the law. A republic is a country ruled by laws, where the law is applied evenly and equally to every person, and where certain rights are inalienable. How does this compare to a democracy? Well, the best analogy for a democracy that I've ever heard is it's two wolves and one sheep voting on what is for dinner. Now, that doesn't sound like it's going to turn out very well for the sheep. And that's what democracy is. It's mob rule. It's when someone can convince 51% of their neighbors that the other 49% are wrong, that 49% is bound by force to the decision of the 51%. It is the tyranny of the majority. Now, how about this oligarchy? I hear they are very big in Russia. What does that even mean? Well, once again, it's a Greek term, and it essentially means the rule of the few. So an oligarchy is when there is a small group of elites who stand up above everyone else and tell them what they can and cannot do. They may convince the masses that their choices are still valid, that their elections are still free, that everything else is happening according to plan. But in the end, the only choice is their choice, and theirs is the only rule. So, how does this happen? How does a republic pass from season to season? Well, the recipe is quite simple, okay? So, what you take here, hold on, I have it written down. First, you take a shiny new republic, full of hope, with a desire to protect all those who claim to be hers. And then you add a dash of fear, you add a pinch of greed, a sprinkle of outrage, a spoonful of ignorance. Let it bake for 1 to 300 years, and you've transformed a civil republic into an uncivil democracy. A country where outrage rules the day, where accusations are as good as convictions, where those who can scream the loudest drown out voices of reason and carry the decision, where those who stand for truth are silenced by those who stand for nothing. And then, with this dismal state of affairs, it's not a far skip and a jump to oligarchy, because this is what happens. A small group of people stand up, and they begin to say, well, we'll protect your rights. We'll give you more rights. They'll tell you that you can have everything that you want. They'll tell you that everything will be okay. They'll tell you that you deserve to have more than you need. They will tell you that you deserve not to worry. They will tell you you can stop fighting for what is right, and they will tell you that they will take care of you. The one thing they won't tell you is that all of that comes with a condition. And that condition is simple. You only get the rights that they tell you you have. The founders knew this. They knew this history. They knew the fate of republics. So why would Benjamin Franklin, an intelligent man, answer that question and tell that poor lady she could keep something that was an inevitable failure? Because Franklin knew something that all the founding fathers knew, that we all here know, that we all here believe. That this country is the product of divine providence. This country is blessed by God, and it can be saved by us and our belief in God. So what must we do? What must we do to save Franklin's gold for us, to keep our republic? We must continue to live the truth of the republic the founding fathers established. We must teach our children our true history, with failures and successes, because we're trying to live a legacy of creating a more perfect union, and not a perfect union, because human beings are imperfect. The only perfect being that exists was Jesus Christ and the Holy Trinity. We must hold those who are elected accountable to the truths of republicanism. We must write, we must call, we must show up to events like these, and we must make our voices heard. But most of all, the one key thing we must do to live up to Franklin's goal for us is we must pray for our republic. If we are to be the only republic in history to ensure that we can remain a republic and make ourselves great again, we must appeal to that divine force that inspired our creation in the beginning, and we must seek the protection and the grace and love of our Lord above. So, thank you for indulging me. Thank you for your time. God bless you all, and God bless the United States. Thank you.